If you like talking,
Women.
Ladies,
men,
topic,
Conversations.
and occasional uninformed politics,
multiple talking women is for you.
hit it!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Multiple Talking Women, the incredible, viable podcast coming at you today. I am Lana Brown.
I'm Felicity Bramblebush,
Hello, and I'm the producer, Paula Gherkin. Hi.
and we are so excited to have the one, the only, Matt Cook.
And I have to say, Paula seems a little flustered today. She's sitting next to him, and she seems like she's trying to act like she's not, vibing, but she is.
There's a story here. I mean, as you know, I'm usually the one that brings the guests in.
Yes.
And I was his dog walker.
I thought you were
for a
going to say you
while.
were his dentist.
No, I was his dog walker.
Okay.
For a little while, and he put the moves on me, and I wasn't interested.
But now clearly it's
And
Well,
he's
he's
looking at him
shaking-
he's shaking
he's shaking his head
He says
no-
he didn't put. The
I don't know
moves
if I'm
on me.
allowed to speak yet.
Sure, you
No,
can.
you are.
Okay.
Look at
I
that.
would come home and she'd be in my bed
Oh,
comfortable.
with the dog locked in the bathroom.
Paula.
And I didn't
I
understand
walked that dog for hours, and I said, "Get in there and rest."
Well, that's a quid pro quo, right? You decided, oh, I walk your dogs. That means I get to play in your bed.
Yeah, I wasn't looking for love making. I was looking for a rest.
So he turned you down. Now here you are, a couple years later. He's looking better than ever. There's
Thank
something
you.
going on with his face and his eyes and everything happening. And I can
Yeah.
tell you're vibing hard.
Well,
And
we'll see.
you're like a schoolgirl.
Jesus.
You're like a horned up little schoolgirl
Mhm.
over
Well,
there.
we'll see.
What are we going to see?
We'll see what
nothing to-
happens.
Okay. We'll see. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here.
Mhm.
You know,
What are you doing with your skin, though? It's different.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
luminous.
your skin is glowing.
Thank you. I found a better face wash.
Oh.
We need sponsors, so if you feel
Could you tell us what it's called?
I can take I'll
You
find
don't know it off the top of your head.
No.
is it in another
Doesn't do
language?
us any good.
No.
Is it expensive or drugstore?
I mean it's more than I would have liked to have spent.
It's working.
Maybe some kind of a Kiehl's
Did
or a.
a woman
No.
introduce it to you?
No, Amazon did.
Oh.
Yeah. I
heard of
finally the ones I was getting off of Amazon, they weren't doing it for me. So I made a
You upgraded.
hard right turn and
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You read some reviews.
yeah, and I
Mhm.
went up to like $14.
Mm.
That really has
Okay.
that seems to be the sweet spot for me.
Yeah, my platform, along with global issues and things like this, is skincares and
Great.
creams, lotions, oils, and salves. So I'm really taken by what I'm looking at.
Well, I happen to know also because I follow your life. I'm a huge fan that you just went on an Alaskan cruise, which may have been great for your skin.
Yes.
The air was great up there. It was
Crisp.
very clean, crisp air, and the humidity.
Mm.
I grew up on the East Coast, so I love that humidity. But it was cold and humid.
Cold
Like, it
and
was
moist.
just yeah.
Cold and
Alaska's
moist.
it has the second largest rainforest in the world.
What's the
What?
first?
The big one.
Sure.
Good
Mhm.
answer.
But
Good
this is
answer.
it's a temperate rainforest, so it's like cold, which is cool. It was beautiful. I loved it. And then get sailing out on the water, that ocean air.
Mhm.
Are there trees and plants to make it a rainforest?
Yeah.
How would it be a rainforest without a forest?
Oh, the only pictures I've ever seen of this part are white. Anyway, we're getting off course. Why did you do this trip? Who did you go with, and what was it for?
My mom and her sisters decided we should go as a family
Oh.
to go on an adventure, and so they set it all up, and then we went, all of us. There was 11 of us, and we spent 10 days, 3 on land, 7 on sea, and then we would like stop in ports and get out and saw glaciers and went whale watching and all sorts of stuff. It was
This isn't
awesome.
why he's here, and I just feel like we've talked a long time about Alaska.
I think it's very interesting.
Well, it all comes back to his skin, which one needs to maintain when one
you're
is
gonna
an
be on the
on-camera actor such as he is.
True. Fine. Well, let's get to it.
Let's get to it. But also, do you have some famous relatives? And we can cut this out if not the case.
Me?
Yeah.
My uncle, I think, is probably famous.
Okay.
But I don't know.
You're not
He-
related to what's his name, Cummings, Alan Cummings.
No,
Oh,
no,
you look
no.
so much like
You
him.
also look like Paul McCartney.
I wanted you
no.
to be.
No, and Alan Cummings, I got a lot.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we're not related.
Okay.
But I'd like to be. Played Nightcrawler in the X-Men.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm,
Pretty cool.
He's a big comic book fan.
Me.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mhm. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. I
Felicity,
read some
did-
comics on my trip that were I've been behind, and so I've finally
caught
been. No, I'm still way behind, but
Oh.
I read some good stuff.
Comic books are for children, no?
No, you'd be surprised. That's a common misconception.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But there are some incredible stories out there for children and adults alike.
Do they show boobs?
Oh yeah, the good
there
ones.
we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's
yeah.
deep themes.
deep
boobs
themes
and deep themes.
Big.
Turkey boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What more could you want?
I know.
If I was a listener right now, I'd be so mad and I'd be bored and I'd say, "There's an actor on, and I want to hear about his life, and I want to hear how he did this
We
thing."
are hearing about his
no,
life.
we're not. We're hearing about his trips. We're hearing about his.
You're
his-
just jealous that you weren't invited
and
to
we're
Alaska.
hearing about his pastime,
Okay.
which he doesn't really tell us a lot. So I want to hear. I want to hear. How did you know that this is what you wanted to do? You wanted to be an actor, or did you specifically want to be in comedy? Or did you just want to?
Why won't you look at me?
She's drooling if she looks at you is the problem.
Yeah, she's just-
I don't
foaming.
make eye contact with my guests. 'cause
Okay.
She's foaming.
That's not
All
true.
right.
She's just pulsing everywhere. So.
What was the question?
How did you win, and how did you know that you wanted to do this in life?
Oh,
This acting or comedy or whatever you do.
yeah. I wanted to be a animator when I was a kid. I loved to draw and I wanted to do cartoons, and I wasn't good enough. And it took too much time and concentration, and it was more fun to act it out and do
You could
stuff.
make your body move faster than the drawings.
Exactly.
There we
You
go.
would act out the comics
Yes.
strips.
Yeah.
With who?
Hello, I'm Captain Space.
Captain Space was my favorite character. As a
That's
kid.
interesting, Felicity, because you don't let your children you don't let them do any play acting. So it's funny that you were able to find that voice just now.
I'm inspired by our guest.
Okay.
You don't let your children have imagination.
No, I don't. I don't believe in
Well,
that.
there's
So
12 of them, so
I think
there's
there's
not a lot of
it's
time.
a gateway to exploring demonic themes.
How old's your oldest?
14,
How young is your youngest?
4.
Wow.
She's been pregnant almost every year.
Yeah, there's
for
a 10 year.
years.
Yeah, 12 kids in 10 years is
Yeah, do the math.
yeah. That's amazing.
Thank you.
There's a lot of good stuff out there. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff. But anyway, yeah, I was a kid and I wanted to do it, and then I just thought it was more fun to do it myself. So I started doing it there, and then I worked up the nerve to audition for the musical in high school.
Which
and
musical?
It was The Music Man.
Can you sing us something from that?
I can sing you my part.
Great.
My first thing.
Let's hear it. Oh,
Are you doing horns in your head?
yeah, I can hear the horns in the drums.
It's the train.
Oh,
So it's this. There's a
Chugga,
lot of
chugga,
there's a
chugga,
lot of
chugga,
song,
chugga, chugga.
and then
Choo,
pretty
choo.
deep into the song, I go, "Where do you get it?" And then there's a few bars, and then I go, "Where do you get it?" And that was my grand entrance into the performance life. Yeah, pretty good, right? I've still
really
got it.
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
Where do you get it? You found out. Where you got
Yeah,
it.
you went and
Yeah,
got it.
thank
You
you.
sure did.
And that
Yeah.
was in high school?
That was in high school, and then
Okay.
I went to college at Rider University, and I did fine arts. And
Is that the only musical you did in high school?
No,
Okay.
we did. I did Music Man was first, and then I think the musical Working,
Never heard of it.
which is all like
It's all about jobs.
it's all the jobs all over
Oh, it's
America.
one of my favorite musicals.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Oh, because I just love jobs.
Yeah,
You know, like
She loves America.
I love
American jobs.
real American blue collar jobs. I build things. I teach people things. I am a nurse. That's
yeah. I mean, yeah, if you like Jobs, that's the musical for you.
everyone out there. Please go watch Jobs.
Yeah,
Working. Thank you.
Working. It was called the first draft was Jobs.
That's right.
Yeah, which I still think I think it hits harder, or it's cleaner, but it's not as like enticing. I
God, you're
guess.
so supportive.
Yeah.
So, was your family supportive of you?
Yeah, my family was very supportive. I think they were excited to see me get excited about something, and they were like, "Go for it, keep going." You know.
Did your ancestors escape or flee Ireland or Scotland?
Yeah, Irish. My ancestors, my whole family's like predominantly all Irish,
Yeah.
and yeah, we got out of there just after the snakes, I think, because the snakes went, and then it was good for a bit, and the potato famine hit, And then after that, I think my ancestors were like, we got to find something.
You have a lot of policemen and bar owners in your
Yeah.
family? Yeah.
Yeah, we got to kind of have that locked down.
Yeah,
That's
right.
New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jersey, Pennsylvania, that East Coast.
Mhm.
The
Copper
only
bartender.
thing I know, because I didn't do history when I was in school. I thought it was boring. So the only thing I know about Irish history is the movie Far and Away with Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise. They left Ireland.
Yeah. It's very romantic.
Lana, do you remember only a few minutes ago when Paula yelled at us for not staying on track?
Yes.
And now here she is talking about Nicole Kidman's Far and Away. Just wanted to point that out.
Okay. Well, I guess you win.
Thank you.
Hope you feel great about yourself. I hope that the Lord is going to be pleased that you did that to
The
somebody.
Lord is caressing me right now.
Great.
Oh.
Well, I just find immigrants interesting because I am one. But so your family came a lot, and now you have more peoples.
Yeah, Irish
and
Catholic. There's a
cooks.
lot of us.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. My family's a big Irish family.
Yeah, and you're one of the only actors because there's a bunch of people. They were happy you're going to do this. acting.
Well, but he has an uncle
sure,
who
he's a producer and director.
director.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And
that's
so you knew somebody who was kind of close to what you wanted to do.
Yeah, and when I was little, he was in New York, and he was doing stand-up and improv and acting and all sorts of stuff. So I would go and see him when he was, starting out, and it was he didn't have much, but I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. So I think there was definitely the idea that it was possible.
He paved the way.
Yeah,
Can
for
we say
sure.
his name?
Yeah, sure. My uncle Michael. Michael Patrick King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Neil Patrick Harris.
No.
Okay.
No.
Patrick King.
But yeah, he's been my uncle.
You might know him from Sex in the City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just like that,
He's been your uncle your whole life.
come back. Yeah, my whole life. Yeah. My whole life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Matt then kind of picked up the baton from where his uncle went into some other things, and you have continued with the sketch comedy and some stand up and just really being yourself on really your body and your comedy is your unit.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what I like doing the most is being on stage and with
In front of
people
the
and
camera, as
in front of the
opposed to
camera,
behind
in
the
front of the
camera.
people.
But I
yeah.
will say you're like the embodiment of happy, sad masks, if you will. What are these
the comedy and tragedy.
comedy tragedy?
Wow.
Because I've seen your comedic work, and let me tell you this, man, there's nobody funnier. But also, I've seen you be very intense, very intense drama man.
How are you
do you
able
do
to
it?
access both?
How do you access both?
I don't know if I have a technique for it, but I think it's just about
Being Irish.
being Irish. Yeah, we carry a lot of drama and intensity, and my family's all storytellers, and if you don't tell a good story, you're
Out of the family?
Yeah, you're out of the family.
Sure.
So there was always a lot on the line for me, and I like to think that I bring that into my work.
Because if someone's telling a boring story, no one will pay attention.
Yeah, or worse, they'll be like, "You're telling a boring story," and then you're just like, "Oh, wow, that sucks."
I like
shame.
this.
Wow.
Yeah,
I like
Lala,
this.
that hurt my feelings. And she's like, "Well, it was a bad story."
Is Lala a gran?
Yeah, Lala was my grandmother. Yeah,
Wow, wow.
yeah, she was the best storyteller. So she was. You had to live up to her,
Oh, God.
which was good.
Well, I love
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we get back on track, please?
Please put us on
I
track.
guys want to talk about another Nicole Kidman film?
No, I don't. I want to say that you went to college.
Yeah.
You did more things there.
Yep.
Where was that? You said it. Did you say
Rider
where?
University
Thank you.
in
Where?
New Jersey.
In New Jersey.
Mhm.
When did you say I'm going to L.A.?
I moved to LA the summer after I graduated.
Fast.
Yeah. So I graduated, worked for the summer, and then moved out to LA. And I've been here since.
What was your first living situation first day here?
First day here, my uncle actually had a friend who had just gotten this house, but they hadn't moved into it yet. And so they were like, Matt can crash there for a month. So I had a month of living in this Laurel Canyon, which is really ridiculously fortunate.
Yes.
But I had a place in Laurel Canyon for a month, and I was able to go and apply for jobs and try to figure out stuff and look for apartments. And I mean, it was a long time ago. I didn't have anything other than that lined up. So
And then you also perform at the world famous Groundlings Theater. Is
Yeah.
that correct?
yeah.
How fast did you start getting into classes over there?
My uncle, I got here and he's like, you need to be at Groundlings. And he took me to see a main show and it blew my mind. And I auditioned as soon as I could. I mean, within the first couple months that I think it had to be within the first month or two that I was here because I just started to go right away. And I didn't have any money. I didn't, so I just was like, that this will be where I train until they kick me out. And then they haven't kicked me out yet,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Who are some of the people you saw in that first Groundlings show?
I saw Mikey Day and Michael Naughton do David Blaine Street Magic with Mitch Silpa as David Blaine. And it was before
YouTube
they
it.
filmed it.
You can YouTube
Yeah,
that.
they eventually filmed it, put it on YouTube, and it was huge. But I was in the first or second row, and they did that, and I just remember like my head snapping back when Mikey when they do the magic trick at the end, and he gets word perfect on that monologue, and then it drops. I'd never seen anything like it. And then the band and the lights, like it just like as soon as I got into that place, I was like, oh, whoa, and I'd never seen anything that caliber before.
Kind of polished for comedy.
Yeah, and wild, like like sometimes it's too polished, and you're like, okay, no, but there's nothing really at risk here. But it felt very alive and risky and fun and inviting and hard. And I was like, oh, that's I'll go,
Wow.
try my hardest there.
So now, as a working actor, you fly here and there. You're on sets, and in between, you show up at the Groundlings.
Yeah,
And you put on these crazy wigs.
yeah.
God, what a life!
And
It's
there
so
could be
fun.
a young Irish man in the audience in the second row who's staying at his uncle's place
Yeah.
and looking and saying, I'm really inspired.
Yeah,
So now you're part of the circle of life.
it feels very cool to be a part of it and to be able to do stuff and to have that place to go and get weird and crazy and have fun and have such good friends and
And you're probably a
Try
hero in your homeland,
I would
of
like
New Jersey?
Ireland.
Oh, in Ireland. Are
Yeah.
you a hero in Ireland?
I think so.
I'm sure of it.
Yeah,
My people are also from Ireland.
Oh,
You didn't
but
get
not
that.
Irish. What do you mean your people are also from Ireland? You're also Irish.
Yeah, half.
Okay.
What's the other half? Something very dark and mean?
German.
Oh, there
Oh,
we go.
yeah.
oh, there you go.
Austrian.
I
There
feel
we
like
go.
that's really taking the lead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's taking
that's
the lead
really in
for
the
sure.
front seat.
I want to know what was your first job as an actor out here in Los
She's
Angeles?
rubbing her legs.
And for those who can't see, because this is not visible, Paula is sitting with her legs in a V.
Butterflied open.
Butterflied, and she's stroking her knees and legs as she asks the questions.
Yeah.
Stroking.
And these are thick jeans. And there's some friction heat building up.
She also doesn't wash her jeans. She puts them outside
Put 'em in
the
the sun.
sun.
That's
What?
right.
Yeah, it's a way to kill the bacteria.
That's
Well,
how you
so
kill the
she
germs.
says.
And then you keep those jeans your whole life. You never have to get new jeans.
They're crunchy in the crotch.
Oh, she's really taken with
Crunchy in the. I don't think that's how that. is
You put
supposed-
them inside out. You put them in the sun. Kills everything. Don't need to wash them. You can spot touch.
Spot touch.
Then she dabs a handkerchief with her
Yes.
saliva.
Okay.
That's right. You dab
Oh,
it.
you put a little spit on the sauce, and that is clean.
That's Irish.
I don't think that's Irish. I'm gonna stand up for my ancestors
Well,
and
that's how my
say I
mother
don't.
did it, and that's how my grandmother did it, and
Okay.
they're from Ireland. So,
All right. Well,
all right.
So
God.
now that what was some of the paying jobs?
the paying jobs.
When you
Paid.
first
Where do
started
you get
being
paid?
like, oh, your first big job.
Yeah. My first big job was I was a waiter on Curb Your Enthusiasm,
Right.
which was felt massive, and it was. I mean, I'd never been on anything like that. And then I also did a internet only Smart Water commercial with Jennifer Aniston where I was IT guy number 3 or something like that.
That's right.
And it was so long
I mean, it
ago.
doesn't get bigger than Aniston.
No, and she came on set, and I was like, "Oh yeah, she's a movie star. Just like amazing.
I can't believe Lana hasn't asked about her skin. I mean, what's her skin like in person?
It's better than you can even think. Like there's no tricks.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, that's who she is.
Yeah.
But they had me hold a iPad, and it was when I think it was the first iPad I ever held. It was so long ago, and my hands are sweaty always. And then on set, holding a like very expensive metal object, it just kept like sliding the whole day. It just kept squeeze, and I was like, I'm gonna drop this in the middle of a scene, and yeah, that was a crazy day. And they had all these. They were trying to make it a viral video. They wanted a viral ad campaign. So my guy was like, oh, and then we can do this and this, and we had like the double rainbow guy on it, and a bulldog who could skateboard. But didn't want to skateboard. So every time
Wasn't in the mood?
No, was not in the mood. So the dog it was a real skateboard, would just like stop, grab the skateboard with its mouth and throw it as hard as it could. So every now and then you just go, whoa, whoa, and you go bang, bang, bang. And then like this like missile would come through and the dog would go one way and the skateboard would go the other. It was fun.
Hey, why are your hands so sweaty?
I don't know. I think it's a genetic thing, but they're always sweaty. And you can get the collagen shots, right? Isn't it?
Or
Right?
Botox?
Botox, that's right. That's what I mean.
Botox.
But then I think I'm afraid it'll redirect.
Yeah, no, keep the moisture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
they're soft, which is nice.
There's
but
probably some purpose that you haven't found yet.
It's actually DNA-wise, genetically, it's to escape from predators. Because if the bear grabs
slip
your
away.
hand, then it just slips out of it.
that is the first time I've ever felt good about.
It's actually true.
That's amazing.
Where did you learn that?
From caveman studies. The beginning of time. Everything that we have now that bothers us, that
Did
is
they
to
have-
get away from a panic attack, actually has a reason.
She
So
minored
wait,
in caveman studies.
Did you do that? You learned that at the Panama
Panama
Canal?
Canal.
Yes,
Where
they had
you
a very
went to school?
wide array of classes and lessons.
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Mostly caveman women studies, but sweating was to get away from predators. It's true.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's why we sweat when we're nervous or anxious.
Yeah.
That's true.
I always
slip
thought
away.
I thought it was a bad like in my mind it wasn't predators, but it was like if I have to jump and hold on to something, I'll die.
No.
Because I'll slip right
No,
off.
I mean you're
It's the
a
opposite.
reputable actor. I'm sure super fans are chasing you down the street, and this way you can
Oh, yeah?
easily slip out of their grasp.
Sure,
Yeah.
super fans.
All right.
That is true.
Well, all right.
So now we have a line, since Paula is so pulsing she can barely think straight. We have Jennifer Aniston, and then didn't you work in a show with another friend?
Yeah, I worked with Matt LeBlanc.
There we go.
Yeah, for-
See?
That was a lot later.
Well,
You're jumping.
I'm
Yeah.
making
I
connections.
like it in order.
All right, well, you go ahead then.
Then what? So what was the first thing? What was the first thing that you were like, oh, I'm making enough money to kind of survive now. Like this is a regular gig.
I did a show called Clipped that was on TBS years ago. That was
I've heard of it.
yeah. It was so fun. It was such a cool experience. The cast was so great, and
I remember that show. I don't know it was one great season, best season of TV. I've
yeah,
ever
it was
seen.
10 episodes
Sure.
of pure gold. Everybody on the cast was great. The cast was so fun. It was great.
It was about a barbershop.
It was a barbershop set in Massachusetts, and we just like hung out. We learned how to cut hair, which was fun.
And speak with those accents.
And you had to speak, yeah. But not everybody kept the accent. They wanted everybody to have the Boston accent. And
I bet you had to audition with a Boston accent.
yeah, yeah. And then very quickly
hard
they
to
were
do.
like, you don't need to do it anymore. To like different people are like, you don't need to do it. You don't. So then a few of us still had it, and then a few of us didn't have it.
Oh.
Which is actually what it's like in Boston.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I did. I spent a summer there.
What'd you do there?
I washed windows in some tall buildings.
I mean, that's saying not everybody in one spot has the exact same dialect
That's right.
Obviously.
It's all different. Some people
We're in
have it,
Los
some people
Angeles
don't.
right now. We're not all talking like Valley Girls.
Yeah.
That's right. It's different. So I think that worked. That not everybody had it.
I have to say, when he was talking about we'll practice and learn how to cut hair, he made a cutting hair thing with his fingers, and it was very evocative.
It was fun. It was fun to learn an actual skill.
Skill.
Yeah. And I'd like to think that I retained a little bit of it, but I don't think
I think
anybody.
you're going to be giving us haircuts and styles after the podcast.
All right, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I'll warm up on.
That's a big deal
I'll let
to be
anybody cut my hair. I don't care.
series regular is what they call it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you went on to become series regulars on other shows.
On Man with that was the Man with the Plan with Matt LeBlanc.
Man with
Yep.
Lip, right?
Yeah, and that was the one that was like so. I mean, that was I'd never had a job that lasted so long, and that was really the most
How many
incredible
seasons?
experience. We did 4 seasons. Wow. Yeah.
On a network.
Yeah. It was a blast, and just the cast was so good, and the crew, everybody was what you'd hope for.
Can you still watch that show somewhere?
I don't know.
You can find it
It
for
has to be
sure.
somewhere.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's like actively on places.
She wants to know because she's going to go back and watch it, and
Rub my knees,
Yep.
Oh,
maybe.
maybe. But yeah, it was really fun. And what the cool part was, my favorite thing was working with everybody. But there were times where we would shoot on Friday nights in front of a live audience, which is my favorite. And then we would wrap, and if I had time, I would go across the hill or I'd go to Groundlings and I would do the late show.
Wow.
So it was just a really incredible thing for me to go, oh, I've been here long enough that I'm working on a show, and then I get to go do a main show in the same night. It was just very, very special.
And are you doing any shows now?
I'm in a Groundling show right now.
Cut it out. What sort of characters do you love to do at the Groundlings?
I love to play real weirdos. I love to play old guys, cranky old guys. I like to play.
Can we hear your cranky old guy real quick?
Yeah, we'll do this. It'll go. Yeah. Yeah, kind of cold. You go down and you get a little grumpy, and then someone gets in you go, hey, oh, shut up. And you get mad, I look at you and, oh, God, what an awful thing this is next to me. The hell's the matter with you?
For reference, I'm sitting next to him.
Yeah, no, I think they're fully aware who it would be I was mentioning.
That's really good.
I'm not joking. No.
Oh.
Yeah, I like that. And I like playing angry guys who are not much of a threat, but like to think that they would be,
It's really, I've seen you perform. I'm embarrassed to say that because I do sit in the back and I'm just one of your super fans that you're probably going to slip away from my grasp at some point. I'm going to have to fight Paula for you. But you're such a kind-faced Irish man. And then you get on stage and you play these monsters.
Yeah.
And it's shocking.
Good.
And very, I don't laugh a lot, but I laugh at you, Matt Cook.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot.
I laugh at you very much.
It's fun
Thank
to see
you.
someone lose their cool
Yeah.
in a safe environment.
Yes.
in
Yes.
the theater.
Yeah. When it's
Right.
intentional.
Right.
Yeah, I like that. I like when it's. That's something that Groundlings does so well. Is that thing of like, this is the day when blank happens. So you want to have, if you're looking into a window, like the stage of the window, you're like, okay, why am I looking? Why are we watching this right now? It's got to be for something. So it's fun.
And then, you've also done some movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the things that we think are very interesting, you're not into, and vice versa, because we're really into this. I want to hear more about the Alaskan rainforest, to be honest. But okay, let's hear about some movies.
Well, it's a podcast about.
I can go rent a movie of him. I cannot rent an experience on a boat with my
You could
family.
get on the boat and go.
No, I have responsibilities.
I've done a few podcasts, which are always like so fun, but I've never had someone grab the wheel of a conversation
You're
so
welcome.
violently,
You're welcome.
and then while they say they're gonna, accelerate the conversation and the energy and stay on track, like just completely stop everything
No.
and bail on momentum.
Here's the thing. I'm the voice of the viewer and the listener. And I know what they're feeling. And I can feel them going like, I'm about to change the channel.
Wow.
Wow.
I can feel it.
Okay.
Okay.
They're saying, hey, let's get back on track with what else did he do?
Oh my God, I feel that right now.
Yeah, I feel that right now as I look at you, your legs are now pushed together in a clutch together,
Because I'm over it.
squeezing.
I'm over it.
She's
right.
Paul has an official diagnosis of being too confident.
Sure.
Yes.
That's good though.
It's good if you're coaching children to run.
Yeah.
Good for a lot of things. Good if you're hanging from the side of a building, wiping the windows. Mm-hmm. I'm never going to fall.
Yeah, because you have dry skin. You don't have the matte flesh, the moist flesh. You're dry and crusty like your jeans. So yeah, that's gonna help you.
Though I would say if you procreated, you might have a child who has adequately moist hands.
Just be right in the middle of the two extremes.
Never know.
Sure.
You never know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well, good job getting us back on track.
well,
Yeah.
guess what? I'm not going to talk anymore, so that's what you get. Good luck.
Oh,
Okay, well, I have a question then.
yes.
What is something that you would tell a young actor or person coming out to Los Angeles who Paula usually asks us this question?
That's usually my question.
You know,
She's not talking
How
anymore.
you might
getting
have
me.
gotten through a time of challenge? Or have you never had a time of challenge? It's just always been easy sailing.
No, I feel like it's been a lot of mostly challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, it was years of just like, I don't know. I think you just have to stay as busy as you can. I think LA, it's easy to get comfortable here, and time goes really strangely here. Like, because it's pretty much just 70 degrees all the time, and then there's a couple months where it's 100, and then that's it. So it's like if you're not busy, if you're not staying active, you're in trouble.
And you're not talking about staying active, rollerblading.
Maybe
Oh, maybe. I see.
if that's what feels good, if that helps you, like I think you got to charge yourself up in the ways that you can. I think work as much as you can, whether you're getting paid or not. Like keep practicing, keep doing stuff, and just figure out it's bad how to survive. Like
No, I think that's important.
yeah, like how do you want to spend your time? Because if you're coming out to act, you're going to spend a lot of time not acting.
Right.
So how do you help yourself the most in those moments?
How do you help yourself the most in those moments?
Luckily, I have groundlings where I can go and I can really still perform and explore stuff and have fun and make people laugh. I hang out with my friends. I play video games. I garden. I got into gardening lately,
Oh, wow.
which has been really fun and very
What are you
rewarding.
What are you growing?
Tomatoes, peppers. I have my basil bin. I've got this like little bin that's full of basil that's going great. I have some beets that are, I think, ready. They might be a little too ready.
Now, what do you do with a beet?
The beet, I like to cut them up. I like to like roast them.
But nary a potato.
No, because potatoes aren't good. I think I might be really wrong, but you can't grow potatoes near tomatoes
Oh.
because they attract certain bugs. So there's all kinds of like companion planting where you have to, if you grow these things, you should grow these with them, or vice versa. Like don't have these in the same yard together.
I think that's like a good metaphor for life. Companion planting.
Yeah,
Sure.
You know?
You want to see what,
But I always say you got to have a potato at least once a day.
at least once a day, a whole potato.
How
Some
many
form of
potatoes
potato.
do
You need starch. It's a prebiotic fiber. You have to have a potato every day.
Well, don't tell that to the people in the famine.
She could not
guess
help
so.
but interject
Well,
Couldn't help it.
when we
you
touched on
did the
potatoes.
thing. You asked the question. We usually ask at the very end. So now what do we do?
Well, that's your fault because you paused everything.
You really bailed on us.
Yeah.
You have time to save us. Why don't you introduce a little game?
Oh, that's right. Want to play an improv game?
Oh,
Since that's what you do?
yeah.
Great. Let's play. Well, we've played this before, but it's always a good one. Let's play a mind melt game,
Ooh,
which is when two people try to think of the same word at the same time. Right?
Okay, you're staring at me so
Matt
hard.
knows you played this game before,
I've played
right?
this game,
Other
yeah.
groundlings, people that are from there. have told
We've
us
learned
about
this game
It's
from
pretty
other
good.
Learned this
groundlings.
from other groundlings. So why don't you and Lana start with one word,
Okay.
and then we'll go from there.
And do we say, when we have an idea, we say,
My turn.
women.
I forget what we did last time.
Okay.
Okay, so 1, 2,
1, 2, 3.
Cactus.
Cheese.
Cactus and cheese.
I got one.
I got one.
1, 2, 3. Sharp.
Snack.
Sharp and snack?
Yeah.
I got one.
1, 2, 3. Cheddar.
Pickle and cheddar. Audience play along.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, play along.
1, 2, 3. Deli.
Crunch and deli.
1, 2, 3. Chips.
Jewish.
I almost said chips.
Jewish deli.
I got one. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Matzah.
Wow.
The two who were the most mad at each other the whole
There you go.
show
Well, you've come
came
back
together.
together.
Come
now.
back together.
That's
All right.
amazing.
Well, thank you for coming, Matt Cook.
Thank you for having me, ladies.
Matt Cook, this has been delightful.
We look forward to watching your continued ascent.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And good luck with your sweaty hands.
Thanks. They're bad.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Oh, bye.
Multiple Talking Women is hosted by Lauren Burns, Ariane Price, and Lisa Shurga. and produced by Carafano and Amelia Misco at Stampede Ventures for the Stampede Podcast Network. Okay, I'm done now.